Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. From managing stress to building a thriving business, we've got you covered. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Negotiating Happiness. We're broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and UFO Paranormal Radio Network at 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. And welcome. Grab your coffee, grab your lunch, and come join me and my guest, Jill. Hello, Jill.
Hi, I forgot my coffee.
Oh, no, you forgot your coffee. That's not good.
Everyone have a second one for me, or a third.
Yes, or a third. Or if you're me, Coke Zero. Coke, please sponsor me because I drink way too many of these. So we are on episode 6, and we decided to name it Work Less to Scale Faster. So I'm so excited for Jill to share some of her golden nuggets of wisdom. I'm going to do just a brief intro here. Jill is not only my friend, she is also a client and a very successful business owner. So let me give you the more professional intro here. So who's Jill? She's a mom on a mission to retire her husband and determined to do so on her own terms while showing up every day as her true self. She believes in work-life integration and approaches everything with obsession-level commitment while maintaining balance. There's a space for spin class and red wine, gardening, pizza, green juice, 5 a.m. mornings, and staying up too late. Jill's clients and audience include personal brands, consultants and coaches, course creators, service providers, and e-commerce founders. So Jill is a brand and marketing strategist and a conversion copywriter. I have so much more to say, Jill, but I would like her to let us know a little bit more about herself. So hello.
Hi. I'm like, you did it all. I don't have anything else to say now.
No, that's a lie. So start off with something a little bit about you, something unique or quirky or special.
Okay, I was trying to think for so long about like what is unique or weird or different or whatever. Like everything I do seems normal. So this was really hard. I asked my husband, he was like, I don't know, maybe that you're a mom. And I'm like, it's surprising that I'm a mom? What? And then he backtracked from that one.
I think what he meant was that it's surprising that you're also a mom on top of everything else that you do.
That's probably what he meant, but
yes.
So I
got you, Nate. I got you.
I thought that was funny. One of the things that I came up with was people are shocked to know that like when I was growing up, I was a competitive figure skater. Like I'm a gold level figure skater. I have won nationals before, but it's not shocking to me because like that's like the skills that I learned there really translated over into my business, like the discipline, the perfectionism, the waking up early and grinding and till you get it down to like a muscle memory or a habit. And then you don't need to grind so much anymore. Then it's just natural. So that could be shocking, but to me, it makes sense.
It's not shocking. And I always talk about this, like if you have that quality of what an entrepreneur has, the entrepreneur quality, and you definitely have it. And it is not shocking to me to figure out that most entrepreneurs that I know have had some sort of athletic / competitive hobby that they did and enjoyed. And, you know, that definitely translates into it. I'm not surprised at all, but I did not know you did figure skating. So that's a new fact. There we go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So tell us a little bit about what you do now.
What I do now?
Yeah.
All of the things. So my business has 2 sides to it. And it's weird explaining this to you because you know all of these answers, but
I know, but our listeners don't.
I know the listeners don't. It's always weird when you do things like this with people that you know. But for everyone listening, my business has 2 sides. There's the Done For You studio where we do copywriting, brand strategy, marketing, that kind of thing. We do everything for clients, totally done for you, try to make it as easy as possible. Adriana helps making that process seamless, helping communicate with them. throughout their projects, whether that's like putting together brand messaging guides and websites and email funnels, email marketing, blogging, that kind of stuff. And then there's the education side, which I'm super excited about. It's a little bit newer. We call it the Biz Bar, and there's like templates and courses and just things for people to DIY these areas of their branding and marketing. Everything you should be able to implement in like an afternoon if you just like sit down and do it, or like there's one bigger course that will take you about 6 weeks to get through. But it's just like a well-rounded like hub, I guess, for copywriting templates, marketing resources, and that kind of thing.
That's very cool. So tell us a little bit about how you started with all this, because you have built so much, and it's so easy to kind of say it all out loud, but there might be people that are, thinking about it or just starting out and they're like, wow, I am so overwhelmed. So tell us how you started out.
I mean, like, it's definitely overwhelming. My journey is like a little bit different than most because I've never had a real job. I've never kept a real job.
That's what you should have started with, your unique quality. I love it.
And by real job, like I worked in the service industry for 10 years, like serving and bartending, but I never like kept a desk job. I had one for 2 weeks, couldn't do it. I landed other ones because I would go through these periods of freelancing and serving that I just like wanted to feel like I could get them, like I could go get a job if I wanted to, and I would get it. And then I would back out at the last minute or not last more than a couple of days because I'm not very employable.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it, but I'll give you my take after.
I don't think I'm employable. I don't do well with other people telling me what to do. So I just I couldn't do it. I could not handle it. But freelancing, I messed around with that for years, like while I was serving, and then I went back to school. So there was the messy middle for me was like literally years. But that was, I guess, like the beginning of my story. And that time is like super overwhelming. So I get it. Like I've made all the mistakes. I always say I made all these mistakes so that other people don't have to. Like just ask me. I will gladly tell you stuff. But that's what all the resources in the Biz Bar are for, right? They're like what I have come up with over the years. And once I went full time is when I started to be able to make things click. And that's when the business, like the first year full time, like obviously everyone's first year full time is rocky. And then from there, like 2020 onwards, it just really took off.
Okay, that's cool. So my take on you not being employable is that you are employable, but you just chose not to settle. And that is a very distinct difference between not being employable and just saying, this just doesn't work for me.
I mean,
and that's okay. That's quite okay. That's quite okay. I think we're having a bit of a technical difficulty here. I feel like StreamYard just changed backgrounds here for us.
Paul wanted to join us.
Yes. Hopefully Lorelai notices. Here we go. Thank you.
I like the pink.
Lorelai is our producer today. Thank you so much for helping, Lorelai. We appreciate it. Well, that's great, Jill. I mean, I know your story, like you said, but a lot of people don't. So that's why I wanted to kind of highlight it. It's okay not to settle. And this kind of reminds me of the conversation that I've had with people about there's people that don't want to go to school and don't want to go to university, and that's okay because that's just not it for them, right? Mm-hmm. So they figure their lives out in different ways. But when you're going to school, that's exactly what they tell you that you have to do. And they tell you go to school and get a job and blah, blah, blah. And that's exactly what you didn't do. And that's what I love about your entrepreneur quality is that you said no, and that's okay.
I like saying no to things. You don't have to do anything that anyone says that you should do. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this show, but
I think you're fine.
Okay, fuck the shoulds and just do what you want to. Like that's how I like help our clients. Like that's kind of like the tagline of it. Like figure out how to build, grow, and scale your way. Like I don't want to just give people formulas or say this was what worked for me, so do this exact thing. It's what do you want? And how can we create a strategy and a plan to get there?
Right. So what was that defining moment for you? What was it at the time? Maybe it seemed insignificant. So looking back at it, what was the moment where you were like, this is what changed everything for me? Mindset wise.
I feel like there was like a series of small, like pivotal moments over the last, if we say like decade, like since I graduated university. Now everyone knows how old I am.
I think I'm older. It's fine.
Yeah. So it was like a series of pivotal moments, like at each like different layer. Like at first it was just like getting paid for the first like freelance thing. And then I at one point like lost a client, or I think it was like I needed to raise my rates and they didn't want to do that. And I was like, okay, whatever, like done then. And that felt terrible at the time, but like everything came back double. And then that's a trend that I've noticed over the years, that every time something bad, quote, quote, bad happens, like it actually comes back double or way better. So that was one pivotal moment. And then like another one is, I talk about this specific story a lot throughout my like content that's going out, but like I had this meltdown one day. I cry a lot. I had this meltdown one day at like our kitchen table that we got for free on Kijiji, because we were like just new, you know, like young and just like trying to make ends meet and figure it out. And I was like so upset that I had to cold pitch for all my clients and just got these low paying gigs all the time. And I was learning so much. And I was like, I want everyone to come to me. Like, I don't want to have to cold pitch again. And within the year, like when I went full time, like 2019, I haven't cold pitched for work since 2018. Like 2019 was my first full year, like full time. And like, I didn't have to cold pitch for any of that. Everyone came to me because I put this like client attraction system in place and like tested, and the business has still grown through this. So I think that was a pivotal moment too. But then like, even since then, there's been more moments. Another one, mindset specifically, was I stopped calling myself a freelancer. I started thinking of myself as a business owner. Like everything was different from that point on.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with freelancer, but you have to find what works for you to kind of set that switch in your mind, right? To allow yourself to grow. So what are some of the strategies that you recommend for doing this without sacrificing like your work-life balance?
So I think this is where like you get to decide what you want. Like some people don't want to have to like work less. I thought that like after having my baby, I'd want to come back to work like full time. And then the closer that I got to that due date, it's funny because you probably watched this progression actually happen. Adriana has been with me since like when I was pregnant, but like before baby. I thought that I'd come back full steam, and then I got closer and closer to him getting here. And I was like, wait a second, I don't want this. I have to figure out how to work less, but make more. And then it was like, okay, my return to work is only going to be very part-time. So I guess some specific strategies would be like, I think of it more like you have to come up with like, you have to learn what to focus on within these different categories, because I could list strategies and tactics till like all day long. But instead, if you're thinking of your business as like different buckets, then you can pick the strategies that you need to start with, or like the specific things that you need to implement. So with your brand messaging and marketing, it's super important to make sure that you actually have like a sales pipeline, and that your messaging is hitting with the right people, and that you have like a client attraction system. If you don't want to cold pitch, like you have a way of getting leads and traffic into the top of your funnel. And then you have a way of actually guiding them through that process to get onto your calendar. So that's like one bucket that you can look at. And then another one being like your systems and your processes and things on the back end. This is like, once you have those leads coming in on autopilot and those sales coming in on autopilot, then you can think of like, you'll have like space in your brain. You're not stressed about getting clients, and you can start to think about like, okay, how can I optimize and make things more efficient and free up more space for myself? So then that becomes a specific thing to focus on. Like, what systems do you have in place and workflows, and like, what can you automate and what can you delegate and what do you just not need to do anymore? I don't know if that helps, but like, just like thinking of it as buckets like that. And then you can choose what you need to focus on in that moment.
Right. No, it makes total sense. And like, again, I'm familiar with your offers and courses and stuff. So a lot of this, it reminds me of the, I think the 4 steps to profit that you have right now on your
4 steps is like part of that. That's like learning how to position yourself and your messaging. Like, so that's like definitely like a place to start. So that's a free 4-day course that you can start anytime. And it's just on my website. You can go take it whenever.
It's so important though. It's so important because when I first started, I wanted to do everything. Like I was like, I know how to do so much. I want to impart this knowledge. And I remember going through the worksheets for the 4 steps and going through the videos and just thinking, this makes so much sense. And you can still do what you want. But if you can't explain to your potential client what you do, it's a big problem, right? Because I would just say, oh, I could do that. I could do everything, but it wasn't very concise, right? So that would help people that kind of have an idea of what their offer is, but they don't have any clue on how to go about it to advertise it. Because you could have all those systems in place that you spoke about, but if you don't really have your message and your, I don't know, purpose, I guess, like what are you really marketing, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's usually the place where I recommend people start, is with 4 steps. To like hundreds of people have gone through that course. I don't know if we like say the link or if it gets linked afterwards, but
we can. Yeah. It's on, it's jillweiss.com, I think, /4 steps. Is it?
/4-steps-2-profit. I feel like I need to like make that a better URL.
We can link it too. Yeah.
If you just go to itchjillweiss.com, it's like at the bottom of the homepage. But yeah, that one teaches people how to like position themselves strategically instead of like saying, for example, me, like I could talk about when I first started, I'm going to write 500 words for you for your website. Well, that doesn't sound as valuable as I'm going to turn your website into a lead generation tool, and it's going to actually sound like you. And, you know, I can go on and on and on. So it's learning how to message, like how to talk about your message and your value and position yourself, really. So that's what that free starting point is.
Yeah. You've got another free resource right now. What is it?
We're doing a live webinar in a couple of weeks on May 17th. However many days it is. It's like 10 days away.
I was going to say it's like less than 2 weeks away.
So that's 90-day focus, free live webinar, no pitch. I just want to teach people. And that's actually going to help people figure out like what to focus on in these buckets, in these categories. So I have like a framework that I walk people through in order to build, grow, and scale their way. And it just helps them like identify like, okay, I'm at this spot in the journey. What is important to me right now? This is what I need to put all my effort into. And then I can go on to this next step and this next step. So it's like part webinar, part workshop, strategic planning designed to help you hit like 5-figure months in the next 90 days. Because for a lot of us, that when we're starting out like those 5-figure months, 10K months, like that is the goal. And I want to help people get there. So that's coming up too. That URL, same, it's jillweiss.com /90-day-focus.
Yeah, it's also on, I think it pops up on your website as well. Yeah.
I think that's a 6-figure schedule. I have lots of free things for people. I just like to teach.
Many resources that people can use, and I recommend them all the time. You talked about the biz bar. I love the biz bar because I mean, I know the back end, and the products that you have there have continuously, performed, which means that people find value in them and they still find them relevant and they are what they need for their own business. So tell me who you target with those products. Who are your ideal clients?
For the biz bar, it's a lot of like newer service providers, personal brands, consultants, coaches, those kind of people, because like I get it. In the beginning, I had no budget for anything, but just because you have no budget doesn't mean that you can't like learn. And everything is priced like really low. It's just to like, investing in your business is smart. Every time I've made an investment, if you're making good investments, it's smart. It's come back. So it's like trying to balance both sides of that, like putting in effort and resources into something, but then also getting a ton back. And I designed all of these to be like bite-sized, easy, actionable, so that they can implement them quickly. Because when we're just starting out, we're overwhelmed. We mentioned this already, and we just like don't know where to start or like how to do it. And you just want someone to tell you what you should be doing. So like that's what that is. It's just start here. And then from there, you can grow, because your business is always going to be an evolution. Like when clients are coming to us in the Done For You studio, you know this, we don't have people who are like brand new in the Done For You studio. Mm-hmm. We want them to have proven offers and past clients that we can interview for part of the process. So the biz bar is like brand new, starting out. And then There's like different coaching kind of things that I do for like the in-between. And then they would come into the full service studio when they're like a little bit more advanced, if that helps like distinguish.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a nice balance too, because you do have a lot of free resources, and they're not just like your typical one-page worksheet that you get from a lot of providers. Like these are, you've put the work in. There are instructional videos and templates and worksheets, and just even the instructions. Like Jill really takes you step by step. Like it's exactly what she said. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. Those free resources will literally tell you step by step on how to get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable now in my own shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's so frustrating when no one, like when people like gatekeep this information.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
For sure. But I also have, I've spoken about this in one of my other episodes. I also have virtual assistants that DM me and want to know absolutely everything. And they want like, all kinds of chats and meetings. And I've done a couple, and I've met some really wonderful people. I've helped a few too. I've given them, like what worked for me. It might not work for you, but it might, usually my advice is like, make a website. You need a website. Mm-hmm. Like first and foremost, you need a website kind of thing. But now I'm so busy that I feel terrible, but I can't just give everybody all of their answers to the questions, right? So I am gearing towards like maybe making a couple freebies for virtual assistants, just kind of like as a thank you or as a help in the industry, right? You kind of have to, I appreciate that these people go out of their way to get the information, but I find that using tools like yours are a way more effective way of growing your business rather than just asking somebody, tell me what your offers are and how much you charge and where you get your clients from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the pick your brain requests, like we should all have some like respect and boundaries for sure.
Yeah.
It's just balancing that with like still wanting to be helpful and understanding that when you're new, like dropping thousands of dollars on a course is not it. So it's not to say that like some of those have value. I've paid for those too, but like finding like the BizBar has offers for people that are at the right spot, and it's like that the information that they need at that spot. So that's what I'm trying to do.
For sure. It's great. I love it. Can you tell me a little bit about how effective branding can help a business expand? Because I continuously have this conversation with some of my clients that are very successful business owners, but branding to them just means a logo and a color and some fonts. So
no. So I look at brand strategy like you're putting together a personality for the business, whether you're a personal brand or otherwise. Like the Jill Wise that you see online, it's me, but it's like the parts of me that are strategically curated to align with my target audience, because not everybody needs to know absolutely everything. That would be impossible for me to share. Like you can't write an entire human being on an about page,
right?
But also it's not relevant for you to know absolutely everything. So just picking out those parts. And if you're not a personal brand, you can do the same thing too. And when you do that really well, then you can connect your customers and your ideal clients in a much more authentic way, because it's really genuine. It's human to human. Businesses are just like humans talking to humans and helping them. And sales and marketing is just matchmaking. So that's what branding is. It's like packaging that up in a way that like resonates with the right people. So it's considering like the personality and the messaging and what it looks like and what it feels like and what people think when they hear your name or your business name. So the impact of it from personal experience, when I like put in the work to do this kind of thing, like my first custom design website, let's start there. When I did my first custom design website, within the next month that it went live, like my monthly revenue doubled. And the same thing, it matters because it all looks cohesive and professional, and it just makes sense. It makes it easy for people. People don't buy things from people that are like confusing. So there's that. And then the same thing happened again when I recently, like before going on maternity leave, my brand went through this evolution, because I realized that even as I was teaching other people to show up authentically, I was like trying to make myself really vanilla and like be careful. And it felt really wrong and misaligned. So I went through a whole like brand evolution and also like personal identity, like soul searching journey through like a whole year to come up with like the brand that you see now online that genuinely feels like me. Like if we were going to go hang out, like I'll look like those photos, as close that I wear. And it's not me just like trying to put on a button up shirt because that like looks nice, you know?
Yeah. Or professional, right? Like you redefine the word professional because, you know, you're good at what you do. And a lot of people expect a certain kind of professionalism. And I see this like coming from like the legal world, right? Which just makes you a total robot, but you are literally the opposite of that. And
don't like robots here.
I know we don't like, and it's funny because I learned so much from you, and I like, well, Jill can be herself and she can be really successful and professional and still rock it. So what is this fake professional persona that we're supposed to put on? Is this just so that our employers have an easier way of managing us? Because really that's who I think it you know what I mean? Like it's
just following along, doing what you're supposed to do, following the rules. Right, and I say, fuck the rules.
But like now I don't have an employer. I am me. I am my own person.
Yeah, so. And you're great.
I remember I was on mat leave, and you know, when you're going through your crisis of who are you, and it still hasn't gone away. I still there. I remember I was like, I'm gonna get my hair done. And I started like with the blonde, and then I was like, oh, I think I'm going to put pink in my hair. And I'd never done this before because I've always worked in an office environment in a law firm. And I was like, oh, this is so wrong. What if I take pictures and my clients are super turned off of what how I present myself? And then I started thinking, okay, maybe those are not the people that I want to spend the rest of my life catering to, because that was my life before and I didn't like it. So why not? Right?
That's it. You get to decide who you want to work with. And then when you pay attention to branding and you do it well and right, then you're going to attract people who align with your values, because they're humans too. And then they won't care if your hair is pink because they probably like the pink hair, or they just don't care about it because that doesn't matter to them. Or maybe they have pink hair too.
Maybe. That's funny. So, excuse me. So in your experience, what are some common mistakes that businesses make when they're trying to scale too quickly?
I literally, the YouTube video that's going out tonight is about this. So
amazing. We'll direct everybody there.
I was like, that video, it just finished editing it this morning. So some mistakes. Biggest one, squirrel brain. We just go from thing to shiny thing and jump around and flit around. And you have to focus yourself. You have to pin yourself down onto the stuff that matters. And when you're really honest with yourself, you'd be surprised at how much it does not matter, or you don't actually need to do on your own. Like you can get help. So that's I think the biggest thing. Other mistakes are people can't stick with stuff and see it through long enough. Like if something, say they want to launch a course and their first launch flops, they think that thing is a failure, and it not necessarily is. Like maybe you don't have a big enough audience. Maybe the messaging is off. Maybe it was the wrong timing. Maybe maybe it's because it's your first one, and everybody goes through these challenges. So that's definitely one. I think another really big one that I see too is that people are really quick to hire help, and you've probably seen this, but their back end is an absolute mess. And so then they can't get effective help. And then they think that the person they've hired is the problem when actually they're the problem and their lack of organization. So
they literally trail off. You don't hear from them for months or a year at a time. And then they come back kind of with a new perspective. But what are you going to do?
I would say those are the top three big ones.
Yeah. I talked a lot actually on the last episode about embracing failure. And one of the examples was a failed launch. And we went through, do a post-mortem analysis. Why did it fail? This could help improve your next launch or your next endeavor, right? It's not the end of the world. It just means you get to try again, right? So I'm glad you mentioned that. And I mean, you've had so many launches, right? You have so much experience with this. I know I get sucked into this too. I would love to just make a bunch of templates for people and just sell them that way, so that you can cater to like the people that don't have the budget, and then make different kinds of categories of products. When you get blasted with all of this information of you could do this, you could do that. I mean, you've seen the TikTok videos, I'm sure, of how many different ways you can make money and whatever.
Here's 20 ways you can make $100 a day tomorrow.
Do you feel, this is my opinion, but do you feel that distracts sometimes from your purpose, or for the intended target of why you started the business in the first place? Or can you do it? Or is this doable?
Like, do you mean me personally or that person? I guess
just in general, like for a business owner, do you think it takes away like seeing all of these things of you can make templates, you can make digital products, you can make courses?
Oh, like if they should do that or not? Is that
when they're growing their business? Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what kind of business you want, like what your business model is. I think that there's definitely been an influx of service providers who are like, oh, I'm just going to do this instead because someone told me it's passive. But then they get into it and then they realize it's not actually passive because, spoiler alert, digital products are not passive. You have to build the machine and then you have to continuously fuel that machine and feed new leads to it and become like the marketing person, and then like continuously update the products too. So if you don't want to be a marketing person and you don't want to have to build this machine, then that's not going to be a good business model for you. Right. But if that's something that you want to do, then it's definitely like, I've seen it happen. Like it's definitely an option. It's just, you have to be clear on what your vision is and honest with yourself, because the number of people that I've seen who say they're building a template shop or building some kind of digital product, and it's been years and they have not done anything. I'm not calling you.
Hi, that's me.
I'm not calling you out. But like, just have to be honest with yourself. Like, do I actually want that? Or are there other ways to scale? Like, are there other ways? Because what people think they want is to work less and make more. Yeah. And this seems like the easiest route because you might not need a huge team on the outside. Maybe you can be a little bit leaner, but you still need help. Like, you can't do it alone. And it's like pretty advanced stuff. And you just need to be like really clear on your vision if you're going to stick with it.
Yeah. And this advice is coming from someone like you who is pretty techie. I know you don't consider yourself techie, but you are pretty techie and you use your resources. And I talk about this to my clients a lot. I'm like, there are so many platforms out there that could help you, but because you think it's overwhelming to even start with one, you put in your hours instead of letting tech help you with it, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm really glad you mentioned the whole, you think it's passive, but it's not passive. That's kind of like the perfect message out of that. It's like, okay, it might be passive on the sales side, but the marketing side is like full force.
It's still a business. You still have to do stuff. Yeah. And then like other ways, like day reservations and week-long projects and stuff like that are really popular right now too in the service industry. And like those could potentially be different, better ways for some people to grow and scale up more. And maybe they make more sense. Like if you're not a marketing person, do you really want to be showing up on Instagram every single day selling your stuff? Or do you want to do something else that you can be more behind the scenes?
Right. Okay, so we're halfway point here. We're just going to do a quick station ID. So for those that are just tuning in, you're listening to Negotiating Happiness. I'm your host, Adriana. My guest today is Jill Wise from itsjillwise.com. And we are live on the United Public Radio Network and UFO Paranormal Radio Network on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. And we also stream on all of the platforms that you can possibly think of. If you want to find our show consistently, you can go to the network socials. You'll find it there. I'm still working on putting it everywhere else, but you'll see it on my Facebook and my YouTube, and it'll get posted on the website soon as well. So if you are just joining us, Jill and I are just kind of going back and forth on branding and how to scale a business and how to use your free resources. Jill has a ton of resources on her website that are free or really amazingly priced if you're just starting out. And if you're not just starting out and you're looking for some, conversion copywriting or, some real strategy to to your booming business, we have the done for you in studio part of Jill's business. So now that we've recapped, we can go back to our little chat here.
It's like our own little commercial break for us.
I know, I love it. Do you and it's funny because as we're talking, I always remember because you mentioned the webinar that's coming up on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you explain the different stages that you're at. And then the first time I sat in on your webinar was really early on, right? When I was, well, I mean,
it's like 18 months ago.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm really lucky and I've been working basically full time since I've started, but I'm not where I wasn't where I wanted to be. And this was super helpful for me because it allowed me to not do the whole squirrel brain to be like, okay, I'm at this stage, but I feel like I've missed a couple steps in the building process. So then I went back and I redid how I was dealing with like the operation side of my CRM. And then doing that, I was able to help even more clients, right? For them to do the same thing. And I feel like I always get stuck in the whole scaling, you know, like the build, grow, and scale, right? Like I've grown, I think, to the maximum that I can possibly grow on my own. And like you said, like you can't do it all on your own. Mm-hmm. What kind of advice would you give people that are they haven't hired anybody yet, they're teetering and they want to scale? What is kind of like, do you have anything that you say, stay away from this, go this route, and here's why, when you're scaling?
I mean, like a lot of the times I think we overcomplicate things. Like when I look back at my business, I realized that to get to all of those big milestones, I was just making it way harder than it needed to be. So maybe like check yourself.
That's a human condition though.
Check yourself is my best advice. Actually sit down and be like, am I doing this to myself? But I think the biggest thing is being like really clear on what is the most like the best thing for you to delegate to, and making sure that you have set up your business to welcome that extra team member or members into your world. This is something that, like, you know, that I've worked on. I had like my Dubsado and my ClickUp and like all my project management backend stuff set up for me, but to grow. Like the piece is there before even bringing you in, so that when you came in, I'd be like, here's our playground, right? Like here's the rules that we follow, that we've come up with, and then you and I can work together to refine it for our team. And then as we brought on other team members, it's easier. Mm-hmm. So like, because we have like those foundations in place. So I think that's like another big thing, just like making sure that everything is organized and you know what you need the most help with. And then that way, like when you started with me 18 months ago now, like I think 20 months, maybe longer. Anyways, you got to jump into like helping me host these webinars and like doing actual good stuff, not just like doing like day-to-day monotonous things.
Yeah, like admin tasks and whatnot. No, we've done a lot of tech-related things, a lot of marketing, a lot of strategy, and
like things that a human needs to do. Because we've like automated a lot of the rest. So I think that's like what people forget about. And like, you get caught up on like the flashiness, like, oh, I need to hire and I need to scale up really quickly, but like scaling really quick isn't good. Like no, you need to be able to deliver on that stuff, and you need to have the systems in place in order to do it, and you need to be able to keep filling your pipeline. So you have to like look at the foundations.
And what I guess sometimes people forget is, yes, you have to get organized first before you do that, but it's kind of a constant thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like we still have to maintain that organization. We still have to look for better ways of doing things. It's not over like once you're done. It's just to ensure that you have the basics down. And to allow your team to grow, right? It's never going to be done. This is something that is an ongoing process. But it's okay, right? Like as if you have your base, you can go on. But what, in your experienced mind, what are some of the metrics that you look at that would indicate that a business is ready to scale?
I think the most important is that you have consistent revenue coming in.
Right.
Like you can't scale up and suddenly be like this massive business if you don't even know where you're going to get your next lead or your next job or whatever. Like, You need to have the revenue consistent down. And then like for me, I think that this is where you get to decide what success looks like for you. So for me, it was getting revenue to a good spot and then also checking my work hours. Cause like, I wasn't always like this. Everyone goes through a period of hustle, and I had to build this stuff at the beginning, and it just is what it is. And once I got through that hustle phase, I started taking Fridays off. And that was my thing. That was like, I've made it because I get Fridays off. I'm only doing 4 days a week. And Fridays I would like do whatever I wanted to do. And so I think like the lifestyle aspect of it too is not necessarily like a measurable metric depending on what it is, but like.
But it is. I don't think that money is the end all be all in running your business. Yeah. No, it is. So tell us, Jill, how many hours do you work a week?
Like max 15. I get a maximum of 3 focused hours a day right now because of juggling like momming and living. And honestly, like my brain can't handle much more. Like if I do a 4 or 5 hour day, like I'm like Fridays off. Like because like we just like mess around a lot when we give ourselves more time. Like there's some sort of law to this. I think that you said the word to me before, but like if you give yourself 8 hours, it's going to take out 8 hours. If you give yourself 2 hours, you could probably get it done in 2 hours. My phone sits across the room from me. Like I just focus. When I say focus work, it is in the zone. Don't talk to me. And the talking stuff can come outside of that. So I'll still like communicate with you or the writers or clients from my phone outside of it.
Yeah. But that's amazing that you're working 15 hours a week. I think that's, dream goals for a lot of people. I definitely don't work 15 hours a week.
That's fine.
But I think first of all, I think I get great advice. I just don't follow it. Right. So yes, I remember saying you got to like block your time and just do like 2-3 hours at a time. But I give myself 8 hours and I end up getting distracted with so many things. Partly, I think it's ADHD, but that's like a whole other like episode that we can dive into, right? But it is true, and I love that I could hear it for somebody else too, to be like, give yourself less time, you'll probably get more done.
Mom speed is real.
Mom speed is real.
Just like focusing. Yeah. That's and when you know what you need to work on, and you eliminate the decisions, that makes it easier too.
Yes, but I'll say this: it's like I have this imaginary thing in my head of all the service providers that are like me that still provide things hourly. I hear you because you're selling your time instead of selling your expertise or doing, the bigger picture work, the project or whatever it is. And sometimes it's hard to put it in. I know I'm there. I'm right on that track. So I see how you do it, right? With your projects, with everything else. And then there's me, I have like 1 foot in there and then 1 foot still on like the hourly train. So it is really hard to be like, I work 3 hours a day. It's like, oh gosh, This is how you. So I think when Jill says that, she's thinking that you've positioned yourself somewhere where you can give somebody a value offer for a certain fee. Maybe it's structured, maybe it's, a couple times, maybe it's more like Jill's projects run 6 weeks, 8 weeks when the Done For You studio.
Yeah. Right? Like our standard like entry project is the brand messaging and website copy. And that takes like 6 to 8 weeks, but like clients don't need to know how long it takes all of us to do it. And like, it's not just me working on it, right? Like I start with it, you help near the end, like wrapping it up for everyone. There's an editor. Sometimes it's 1 or 2 writers working with me on it, but they don't need to know what our hourly is in there. Right. They just want to see the finished product and know that that's going to produce results. So like, I get it. Like everyone starts somewhere, and it's just like, this is part of the process. This is part of building and growing something that's sustainable long-term.
Yeah. And that's why it's really important to do the whole brand messaging thing and defining what your offers are, because now I'm at the point where I could package something up for somebody. So even if I am working hourly or whatever, I can then say under these hours, I'm able to do the following consistently, either weekly, monthly, whatever it is. And it does help because I do talk to my clients all the time. I was like, some weeks it might take 2 hours longer, but then the next week it might take 2 hours less, right? Like it just, as long as you keep track and you're honest with yourself, with your clients, it'll all work out. So
it's value-based pricing versus like hourly.
Right. Which I'm like one leg in, one leg out.
It's okay. You'll get there.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people can relate. Like a lot of, I've taken this like OBM kind of pathway, but I still do some virtual assisting, like the actual doing of the things. And a lot of virtual assistants, I am sure, will say to you that it's very hard to do value-based pricing because they're kind of stuck on my value is in my time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck there for a while too because they think that your client's not going to value you. For me, to be honest, it was easier because I've worked with the same clients that I started with, right? Like it's very continuous. We have a relationship now. So when I brought it up to some of the other clients, they were like, yeah, that makes sense, right? It was easy because they've seen the proof in the work.
Yeah, but that's where like some people probably don't mind hourly. Like some people might not want. And that's where like everyone gets to decide. Like if you don't want to do the 5-figure months, 6-figure years, if you don't want to do any of that, like don't do it. Just do what works for you.
Yeah, for sure. So we have like 15 minutes left, and I really want to talk about what makes Jill happy because in all of this, I know that you're probably going to say success and retiring my husband, and exactly winning. but I want to hear, but I want to hear about like what Jill likes, not mom Jill, not wife Jill, not business owner Jill, just Jill.
I mean, like, this is honestly still a work in progress. There's a running joke between my friends of like, what are my hobbies? I went through a period of time where we were like trying to figure out what my hobby was. I was like, is it watching hockey, or like do I like watching hockey, or do I like just like the party aspect of the hockey game? Or like maybe I'll try this as my hobby.
That's funny.
Honestly, right now I like now that it's nice out, like I can get back out in my garden, which sounds like kind of lame, but homesteader goals. Please refer to me as Farmer Jill only when I'm clocked out from work. I have like all of my seed starters that I'm like looking at right now. I think there's like 30 little vegetable plants in front of me in my office right now that can go in the garden soon. So that's one.
Yeah. I want to see updates. I love it. I love when I see you in the garden.
Some of them are thriving. And I got a greenhouse that I'm going to try to set up today.
Ooh.
Like one of those like little plastic ones. We got to like baby steps. I want like a big glass one day.
Oh, amazing.
So that's one thing, but we live in Canada, so I can't do that all the time. And the rest of the year, I don't know, I go to the gym with my free time. So I'm still trying to figure out what.
So you're still like full on like development, bettering yourself as your hobbies. You're not taking a break.
Yeah. I don't know, like I like learning. So like I'll buy a course and I'll spend the evening learning about.
So Jill's idea of fun is going back to school.
I like my papers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I just got an acupressure mat.
Oh,
and they think I'm nuts.
I've seen that. Have you used it?
Yeah, I've used it a handful of times. It is hard. I call it the pain mat, but it's like it has like a guided meditation app that comes with this specific brand that I got.
I love it.
So like you have to go through, and it's in like a progression. So you have to start at the first one. And if you can't get through one, they say keep watching that same one or listening to that same one until you get through the whole session, because then it'll tell you new things later on. So I haven't made it past like the second video because it's really hard, but like I want to. I want to. Yeah. So that's like, I don't know, is that a hobby? Just like hurting myself.
Listen, for anyone that has not meditated, you cannot like, discount this or just say no. It is so hard to clear your mind and stop thinking.
Yeah.
And also experience pain at the same time. I can't imagine. So I am not surprised that you haven't been able to, because it means it's a well done, like, course, whatever.
I've had it for like 2 weeks, I think. So maybe 3 weeks.
That's amazing. I think meditation is the best. I love it when we're part of the Creating Confidence Society that Megan runs. and Megan will post stories of herself in her bare feet trying to go outside to ground. And I'm just like, this is the content I need in my life.
That will be me as soon as we're done here.
I love it because you know what? I remember, so my childhood was really kind of crazy because I didn't grow up in Canada, right? And I remember as kids, we were always barefoot and we just had so much energy. And look, obviously now that we're adults, we're slowing down, but we had much better habits because of it. You're moving outside all the time. You're barefoot. We would eat all of the fruits in the fruit trees outside. Like candy was such a treat. Like, you know what I mean? You always had grapes and we had peaches and like strawberries. And like, it was crazy. And I'm kind of now as an adult, I'm trying to go back to that. And I'm trying to like, oh, you know what? I used to love making jam. I want to make jam again. Or now like Farmer Jill over here is growing her own crops and putting together a greenhouse. And I love that you can still run your business and feel so in control and happy with the results that you can take the time to do those things that make you happy, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's honestly cool. Like I didn't think that this was possible at the beginning, and it is. Can confirm. Just a regular person.
Right, can confirm. I always laugh because like I do love the witchy woo-woo stuff. And this network is so good for that because they give you so many perspectives of people like on different ends of the spectrum. And they do talk a lot about meditation too, even on Michelle's show. So Michelle's show is the Outer Realm Radio on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I know Michelle personally as well. She's usually the one that produces the show. And like she's always said, like you have to meditate. But now I love that the business world is embracing that because there are actual scientific facts about how beneficial meditating is, right? So I definitely need to try that mat because I've seen it and I've been eyeing it.
Yeah, maybe it's because I bought it and then it's like now it knows that we're friends and it's gonna like follow you around the internet like it followed me around for.
I need that kind of level marketing, okay? For our.
I was like, I know that you're influencing me right now. Like I know you're selling to me, but I don't mind.
Yes, for sure.
It convinced me to buy this.
But it's a good idea. I love it. I love this like urge to go back to nature, and it's happening to. And it's a lot of like, educated, very like type A logical people are seeing such great benefits in kind of taking a breather, living in the moment, meditating, grounding, playing with your kids outside,
just being outside.
Yeah. I always say this. I was like, you have to go be a plant. And people are like, what? I'm like, you have to go outside every day and let the sun shine on you. Literally.
Be a plant.
Be a plant because apparently sunshine activates all kinds of things for us, including good mood, right?
Yes. Yeah. Outside is the best. We do like a lot of hiking, camping and stuff too.
That's cool. Yeah. Are you going to get baby B into all of this stuff too?
Oh, I think he already is. Like yesterday I showed him the tulips for the first time and he like mind blown. And he was touching them so gentle. It was really cute.
Oh, that's really cute. Zach today was showing me dandelions and he was the neighbor. The neighbor was weeding and I felt so bad because we like our lawns touch and I was like, you could weed all day, friend, but until I get up and weed, you will always have weeds on your side, right? Because you travel.
Yeah.
And Zach was like pointing at her, like, he's like, what are you doing? He was showing me like the dandelions. I was like, I love that they're noticing the little things. And I want to go back to that when you're like in the zone and you're like, oh, flowers, feel the wind. I have to say that one of my favorite things ever in life is feeling the sun on my skin and just like sunbathing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like a plant or a lizard.
Hours. I'm a plant. Yeah. No, for sure. Is there anything else that you do that's just for you?
I don't know. Like I said, I think this is still a work in progress.
Yeah.
Because I'm so type A and want to win.
Do you still do spin classes at 5 a.m. for fun?
Not at 5, but I do them at 5 p.m. now.
Oh my God. Even so.
Like I love my 5 a.m. mornings, but like when the baby's up at 5 and I have to like get him back down before I can go, just my mornings are hit and miss.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to be stuck trying to get him to go back to sleep until 6 or 7? This morning we were up at 5:45, but it was not for spin. So I go at 5 p.m. now.
Yeah. So Brad's away. So Zach just comes right in like at midnight now. He doesn't even wait till like 5. He just comes up on the bed, brings like 2 of his pillows, 3 stuffies, a blanket as if we don't have a blanket there.
I'm here, sleepover.
Literally just opens the door and there he is.
Mom.
Yeah, it's wild. He doesn't even say anything anymore. And he's such a little person now, and he just goes to the bathroom by himself. He doesn't even ask me, like, unless he needs assistance, right? But it's wild to me.
Crazy.
It's crazy to me that you're still able to be up at 5. I cannot.
I like being awake when the world is not. Like, nobody wants anything from me.
That's me at night.
Oh, I'm too tired at night because I've been up so early.
Right. Well, we're coming to an end here, and I just wanted to remind everybody, if you guys want more of Jill's nuggets of wisdom, the webinar is happening on May 17th. You could go to itsjillwise.com and sign up there. It's completely free. Highly recommend, especially if you're kind of like at a crossroads with where your business is at, or if you just need some guidance or a refresher. I've had some of my clients take your webinar before and they loved it. And what else? You've got, if you are interested in actually seeing how Jill's week works, she does have this resource on her website that gives her actual calendar in there to show you how she makes it work with 15 hours a week. It is like everybody's dream goals right there. It's called the 6-figure schedule. You'll also find it on her website, and I believe there's a pop-up that comes up right away for it.
Yeah, or it's like the /6 schedule
yeah
6-figure schedule.
I have included in our summary of the episodes, there's the host links and guest links. So on the guest links, you'll have Jill's website, her Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and TikTok. I highly suggest you also follow Jill on Instagram. You will get notifications if she posts blogs or YouTube videos. And you said there's another one coming out, right?
Yeah, YouTube goes live on Monday and Thursday. So there's another one out tonight at 8 p.m. They always go live at 8 p.m. because I watch YouTube late at night.
Yeah, for sure.
And also that gives me the whole day just in case our day gets derailed over here to get it up.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So you can follow her on Instagram as well if you are a social media person. And you will be able to find this replay on my Facebook, my YouTube, all of the network platforms. We're doing really well on SoundCloud. So if you are more in a podcast mood and you want to put us on while you're driving home, that's probably a really great way to do it. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you so much, Jill, for coming. I always love picking your brain. We have very fun conversations. I hope you go outside and be a plant today.
I will.
And enjoy it. And we'll do a quick station check-in right now. So again, thank you all for coming in. Thank you, Lorelei, for producing and for coming into the chat room. And a big thank you to the United Public Radio Network and UFO Paranormal Radio Network. Next week, join us again on Monday at 12 CDT or 1 Eastern time. And yeah, I think that's about it. And we'll see you next week.